Greetings, everyone. My name is Buck Business. Konnichiwa. I'm Kawaii Critic, and today we're here to review My Little Pony Season 7, Episode 20, A Health of Information. So, we begin this episode with Zakura-san getting some moss for Fluttershy-san when this mysterious flower pops up, puffs her in the face with this dust, and then she must see this doctor, and she's told that she has gotten swamp fever, for which there is, at this point, no cure. So, Fluttershy-san being concerned, she goes off to see what she can do and becomes more and more frantic as the episode moves along. Now, I think it's important at this point to talk about all this folklore and comic book introductions on top of also trying to always teach a lesson at the end of every episode. Now, these so-called legend-based episodes have all, at least in my opinion, have been mixed bags, and they've taken up, at this point, 3 episodes. So that's 3 sort of decent episodes, consistently all within Season 7. Which leads me to wonder if Season 7 really is the best season so far. I have my feelings about it, and I've looked back on other seasons to see if it really would surpass something like, say, Season 5 or 6, and I can't say for sure. At least not yet. What it looks like, at least now, that is not the case. One episode does not make a season great. Just because one episode stands out above the rest does not make the entire season good. It does not work like that for us. And like I said, all these legend-based episodes have been all kind of in the middle. So anyways, we sort of focus on this sort of mystic mask folklore that Fluttershy-san seems to start learning about, while Twice-san and Spiky-kun are busy cooking for whatever reason, and Twilight-san seems to be, trying to calm Fluttershy-san throughout the story, as Fluttershy continues on to learn more about this character named Metalbrook-san, who is indeed the legend. So she rushes out as Zakura-san can now no longer rhyme and is getting worse and worse. And then this other character, Cattail-san, is also introduced, and they meet in this little tree area. And again, with him, they are able to look back on that story and sort of see how this Metalbrook-san was able to find a cure and help the ponies out in that area. And how she put on this helmet to essentially get the bees to go away. But as the episode continues, Fluttershy-san gets sick as well, so her determination again increases to the point where she's unable to almost help herself, so now she can't even help Zakura-san. Oddly enough, her stare doesn't work because apparently the plot demands that, something that she has had work for her for almost every other animal, for whatever reason, does not work on these animals. Again, because the plot needs her to find that helmet and discover that way to do things. So, Twilight and Cattail come back, and they help her get her back after these 3 days or whatever. She overhears the word disguises in this conversation that Twilight and Cattail are having, and then she is able to get this idea of putting the helmet on, and they repeat this mantra of mind over matter. Though, oddly enough, I feel like even that saying kind of goes against the moral itself in an odd way. I mean, again, if you're sick, you should be trying to get better, but saying mind over matter is like saying, well, if you're sick, you should just try to push through it. Again, the phrasing there, on top of the moral, just, it doesn't really fit 100%, is all I'm trying to say. So anyways, Fluttershy gets the cure, she's able to cure Sakura, but then the doc that was in the episode ends up being sick, and that is the end of this episode. And as I mentioned before, it's sort of in the middle of the road like all the other Legend stories. The problem here is this sort of mixed vibe of trying to teach that moral and trying to tell a story that is happened in the past. I feel like whoever wrote this episode in particular didn't have a clear direction of where to go in order to get from point A to point B, that being from getting to the legend to getting to the moral of the story. It just didn't click at all. And all the other legends, at least 3 of the others, they were so forcefully told so quickly that there wasn't enough material to get hooked. Even the most fascinating story of the 3 was too short. And while this one was a full episode, and while Pinky's Tale with the Daring Dun was also a full episode, both of these episodes both have this unfortunate thing where the moral doesn't fit the character, or doesn't fit, in this case, doesn't fit the actual story fully. So, that is our review of this episode. Sekta Ting Tong Tori! So, if you enjoyed this review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, farewell, everyone. Bye!